Greetings and peace. I hope you and yours are doing well today, wherever you might be watching this from. Now, the title of today's presentation or discussion will be the comparison teachings, or the Sufi Masonic comparison teachings of the roles of a Sheikh and a worshipful master from the Masonic standpoint and point of view. Now, the aspect of seeing leadership and those that are representative of the divinity in terms of guiding themselves, their brothers, those that put their trust in them in terms of guidance and leadership. Now we look at it from the Sufi Islamic point of view. The Sheikh is somebody who has memorized all of the jurisprudence teachings of the Quran, the fiqhs, all the teachings of the hadiths, the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he is somebody who basically is a master of his work in many ways. And he becomes in a position where he's in whichever tariqah or Sufi order, which is like the equivalent of a lodge, he becomes the leader, and the brothers under him become his disciples or his murids, and they place their trust in the Sheikh. So you have three stages in Sufism. You have Fanai Sheikh, where you lose yourself in the Sheikh in terms of finding that connection with Almighty God. Then he takes you to the second stage, Fanai Rasul, which is to lose yourself in the love and teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And the third stage is Fanai Allah, which is to basically lose yourself in the love of God. And what the Sufis do to basically detach themselves from this world. So you see, it's the same thing. The Sufi Sheikh, who's the worshipful master, the brothers under him, he takes them through the three stages, equivalent of the three stages of the Masonic journey in many ways. So it's the aspect of surrendering oneself to the will of the divine, even how in the Masonic tradition you're taught to put your faith in God. So what is the aspect of the Sheikh? So in the Sufi point of view, they tell you that if you do not have a guide or a Sheikh in this lifetime, because we're all walking each other home, that's the bottom line. As much as one tries to isolate him or herself, at the end we need each other, even as much as we try to deny that. So it tells you that those that do not have a guide, the shaitan or the darkness is their guide, or the form of malevolent beings is their guide, in whichever way you perceive that terminology. So you need a guide, and that's when the Sheikh kind of takes your hand and you take his hand, that kind of thing. And the aspect of loyalty, the aspect of trusting God, and knowing that we need each other as a brotherhood, as it says in Holy Quran 49:10, that mankind or the believers are but one brotherhood. And the same thing it says in Surah 2, verse 62, that no matter what you believe, as long as you, whether you're a Jew, Christian, Muslim, as long as you surrender yourself to the will of God. Because see, that's the thing. People will say, okay, I'm praying 5 times a day, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm going to church and all those good things. But at the same time, they're dictated by their ego. All of that doesn't count, those prayers, until you fully have a pure and sincere heart, mind, body, and soul. The purification of the heart, taskiya nafs, the nafs, shaitan, dunya, and all of these things that the Sheikh is trying to get you out of, right? To circumscribe your desires and to live within due bounds from the Masonic point of view. So you shouldn't live your life in excess, do everything in moderation, like the middle path, not too extreme to the left, not too extreme to the right, but right in the middle, where you're serving everyone in a diplomatic and honest way. That is the right way to go forward in all of your endeavors in your life. And the Sheikh is the one who will guide you. He's not one that will lead you astray or put you in a position where it jeopardizes you in any way. That is not a Sheikh. And unfortunately in today's society, especially in the Western world, myself coming from the Eastern perspective, there's a lot of people who take that, the title of Sheikh, but in reality they have their own agendas. So you have to know, is this person bringing me close to God? Is he helping me become a better person? Is he helping me control my worldly and lower desires? That's the true Sheikh. Just like in the Masonic point of view, you have to find the right lodge. The right lodge will either make you or break you. If you pick the wrong one, it'll put a bad taste in your mouth. If you pick the right one, you will have a good and lasting impression. And that's what it matters. So just like how you have to find the aspect of the divinity, and of course that balance of good and bad existing everywhere, So the role of the Sheikh as his elder is to be the one who knows the Quran, who's able to lead his brothers, to be in a position of authority, and to make decisions with a light heart and a light mind and a light soul. Like Plato says, that the measure of a man is to see what he does with power when it's given to him. So from the Neoplatonic point of view and the Islamic perspective, and tying it with the Sufism and all of that, the Sheikh is the one who guides you with the will of God from darkness to light. He helps you find yourself, know thyself, know thy Lord, know thy Lord, know thyself, that kind of thing. So he guides you, he helps you activate that which is already within you. Because at the end, it's you. You're the one that find that epiphany within yourself to know, what do I have to really do in this life? And that's what the Sheikh is there to turn that engine on and help you find that. And that's basically God that chooses you. As it says in the Holy Quran also, there's a verse that Allah guides from darkness to light whom He wishes. That's the same thing, where you have those that are in the inner initiatic studies of Islam, in terms of studying with a higher imam or a higher sheikh, higher mufti. Same with the Masonic point of view. You have 7 to 8 billion people in the world. How many are Masons? It's 6 million. So you see, it's very few, and if you look at it in the grand scheme of things. So those that get it, those that don't, and it's just the way it is. It's just the balance that the Creator has placed on this earth. So the Sheikh is there in your moments of loneliness to guide you, to strengthen your belief in God, to offer you the companionship, like you have the Worshipful Master that does the same for his brothers. He guides them, and he basically points them in the right direction of the Masonic ideals, on how you smooth out your rough ashlar into a smooth ashlar by chipping away at your imperfections each day. Is there something that I can do better, know better, think better? What can I do in my spiritual practices in times where there's instant gratification and people find doing prayers and spiritual practices tedious, while they could be on a phone, which is hypnotizing them? The aspect of scrolling through all of these different platforms that are there, and it's never ending, while you must find that discipline within yourself to learn the work and to put in the work for your spiritual practices to be better. That's what the Sheikh is there to do. That's what the Worshipful Master is there to do. But you got to find that within yourself. So you do have the aspect of free will too, where friends and your well-wishers and your brothers will give you the guidance that you deserve and more, and help you. But at the end, it's you. It's always you. It always has been you. But that's the importance of these different initiatic paths. And I've been blessed to see both sides of the spectrum. So the Sufi path, you could get in the order, so to say. The Sheikh will guide you, give you the teachings, give you the guidance, and he will say, okay, I need you to do this, this, and this. All right? So if you just have that experience and you just don't show up again, that's not Sufism or the Sheikh, it's you. You didn't put the work in, and you get disappointed because you were expecting something else. So your heart has to be in the right place. Same thing in Freemasonry. Many who join thinking something else, and then they find out something else. And okay, the Worshipful Master gives them the guidance, gives them all the aspects of what they need to know, what they need to learn, etc. People don't put in the work. They see it wasn't what they expected, and they don't come back. So it's about having your heart in the right place. Whether it's Sufism, Freemasonry, or any initiatic path you follow, have your heart in the right place. Your heart has to be lighter than a feather. Have realistic expectations that this is not a movie or a video game. It's real life. And you do have to go through the aspect of discipline and struggle, where in this life right now, there's two people. It's those that are disciplined and those that are undisciplined. And that's something you got to find within yourself. You got to find within yourself and know what is there that's actually teaching me, guiding me, honing me as a better individual and better man. And that's when you know you're with the right Sheikh and the right Worshipful Master. So see, there's also another concept where people believe that you can't serve two masters at once. That's an accusation many people throw at Sufism and Freemasonry, that you're giving this person the reverence of being the representative of God. But that's not true. In the Masonic point of view, being worshipful, or in the Sufi aspect, being a Sheikh, means somebody who's full of worshipful. And that means that person has put in the work with their blood, sweat, and tears, and memorizing different forms of knowledge, putting the work in to become a better person, to get to the position where they are, which probably took them years and years to get to that position. It wasn't just handed to them. And that's why they're worshipful, because they established that connection with their heart, with their self, with their discipline, and ultimately with their Lord. Know thy Lord, know thyself, know thy Lord. And it's all part of that one simple concept, where people get confused about the aspect of serving two masters at once. It's a guide. It's a teacher that's helping you. So in a Sufi order, the Sheikh is there. Let's say you have consultations you need on marriage, on spiritual matters, on spiritual practices, your job, your home, your career. The Sheikh is there as your counselor, as your friend. And he's there to tell you, okay, do this, this, and this will bring the peace and blessings in your life. Just like how you go to a lodge, and the brothers are there, they have their questions and concerns for the master, and he does his best to represent them, standing in the east. And that's basically the aspect of representing the aspect of light, love, happiness, and to represent God, which all of us have the power to do if you put in the necessary work. So if you're in a Sufi order, you will see the Sheikh, who will be the representative of that divinity. And he will be there as the worshipful that he is, one who is full of worship, to guide his other brothers to the same status, to learn, to offer constructive criticism when you mess up. You have to take responsibility on that aspect too, because you don't get better. I mean, no one's perfect. Not every day is going to be flowers and sunshines and rainbows. It tells you in the Holy Quran that both good and evil come from God. So when you do realize that what am I really dealing with? Am I really in a spiritual school? Did I just come here to pay bills and die? Or is there more to this life than that? And that's what the Sheikh is going to help you realize in his teachings of the Quran, of the different jurisprudences and prayers. He's there to help you realize the oneness of God, the oneness of yourself, the oneness of your brothers, companionship, brotherhood, sitting down and breaking bread with one another. All of that is very important to one's journey and realization of self. And it's important that you realize that even in all spiritual organizations you will see a leader that is there, a true one. Because, not every Sufi order will have somebody that's legit, let's face it. Same thing with the Masonic situation. Every worshipful master won't be at the top of his game in terms of one who has a pure heart, mind, body, and soul. Just like we go back to Plato's quote, that the real measure of a man is the one he sees what he does with his power. So that's that in many ways. So don't let that dishearten you if you had any bad experience. Just like how all 5 fingers are not the same. You'll have some churches that are good, some that are bad, some mosques that are good, some of them that have members fighting over committee positions. So that human pettiness can be found everywhere. But it's the human element that needs to be worked on. But the teachings, the core teachings, like if you look at the teachings of the Sheikh and what the Sheikh is guiding you to do to become better, companionship, giving you consultations on marriage, career, love life, finances, all that. And that helps you strengthen yourself and detach from this world and its worries. Same thing with the Masonic worshipful master. He's there to guide his brothers, be a source of light, give comfort to those that come to him for aid, and be that source of the divinity, or a representative of that divinity, as the aspect of being worshipful, one who's full of worship. So you see the Sufi roles, one who's a Sheikh, or one who's an Imam, and one who's a worshipful master, both have kind of went through a similar route to get to where they are, where they had to be a true initiate of the heart and learn the necessary works that they needed to learn so they could be the representatives of their organization, be a guide to those that are in darkness, give comfort to those that need a hand on their shoulder, and be a source of love, light, and happiness. And my hat's off to those who have worked and studied in their lives to be in one of those positions, because it's not easy to be that source of light in a world right now that's shrouded in darkness. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You see, you go to Islamic weddings, you'll see the Sheikh that's always there supporting his brothers and disciples. He's breaking bread with them. He's laughing with them in moments of happiness. He's crying with them in moments of grief. He's there guiding them, helping them. Worshipful Master is in the same position. When a brother passes away, he's there grieving with the family. And when it's time to sit down and break bread and have few laughs, they do that. And just, you see this oneness that everywhere you go, it's the same thing. And that's what I discovered in my realization as well, that every religion and philosophy that I looked at, it's all teaching you the same exact thing, the good code of conduct and how to love one another. But it's the people that become divisive. I'm white, I'm black, I'm Pakistani, I'm this, I'm that. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. In the end, it's your heart. Your heart is the greatest wealth that you have. If your heart is pure and you're doing the right thing, there's no force, not only on this earth, but on this universe, that can stop you from doing what you're meant to do in this lifetime. Trust me. I dealt with them all, and I still accomplished what I needed to accomplish. And I'm still here standing in front of you, delivering my heartfelt messages without any script, without any teleprompter, just telling you like it is as it comes naturally to me from the divinity. And that's what I'm here to tell you. So the topic of this video was the comparison of the roles of the Sufi Sheikh and the Worshipful Master. And as I pointed out, it's one and the same. Just like how all the religious teachings are one and the same. So you see this oneness, like you see this point within the circle, and the point within the circle, you could call it God, Allah, Grand Architect of the universe. And around that point, that emptiness, is a tapestry of different colors and patterns, religions, philosophy, different roles, sheikhs, masters, all of that stuff. And it's a divine cosmos of illuminated patterns that's all there leading you back to the same exact source. So the Sheikh is there to help you become a better person, get you close to God, help you get out of your faults, smooth out your ashlar so you could be from a rough ashlar to a smooth ashlar. Worshipful Master of the Masonic Lodge is there to do the same, give you guidance, give you consultation, give you his teachings, be a brother for you when you need somebody to be there for you, etc., those kind of things, and help you focus on your faults and imperfections so you can become better each day in your knowing, thinking, doing. And that's exactly what it is. And the true ones, one who is a true Sheikh and one who is a true Worshipful Master, they will help you come to that realization. And that's exactly it. Because if you have it within you, you'll always have it within you. Which also says in the Quran that there will be those that no matter how much they educate themselves, they will always be dumb, deaf, and blind, no matter what they do in terms of their aspect of teachings, writings, etc. So we see that in the world today. So many people have these high positions and high degrees, but they still fall in that mentality of your God, my God, your race, my race, your politics, my politics, your neighborhood, my neighborhood. Those people have lost the plot, and they don't know anything. The truly rich and educated ones of the heart are the ones that are true from the heart, and they know the oneness of the reality that they're dealing with. That's exactly what it is. So whether you're on the Sufi path, you go and spend time with your Sheikh, do that. There was a Sufi friend of mine, and he told me that the best thing you could do in your life, if you want that guidance and want to be that next source of guide yourself, is spend time with like-minded people. People that help you, people that you can learn from, people that you can grow from, people that you can take constructive criticism from without being offended or getting upset in any way. Spend time with people like that who offer you true love, brotherhood, companionship, those kind of things. Same thing in the Masonic point of view. If you have a worshipful master of a lodge or one of any other lodge that you could establish that connection with, do it. Because not only you're helping him, but you're helping yourself too. So in the end, it all comes down to we're all walking each other home in this short human life. So do that. So I hope you were able to get this better understanding of, because I want to keep this under 25 minutes. So I hope you were able to get a better understanding of what it means to be a sheikh or a worshipful master, and realize it's all the same thing, just like how all the religions are teaching you the same thing. But at the end, it's what you do when you come in a position of power that determines who you are. And that is the true measure of a man, of what he does with power, and I give credit to Plato for that. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of December, and I give my love to you and yours as we head into a new year. Much love.